Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, June 28th, 2018. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. In the previous session, we had quite a day. We had a failed new low that led to a major rally. Price, as we mentioned before though, if price could not re-establish acceptance back above 2740, we were likely going to see perhaps a rejection that could lead us down. But again, that turnaround happened pretty swiftly and took us into an outside day down with a failed new high. That is a very significant rejection the way that played out. For it to be a failed new low that goes into a major bull trend and then fail into a significant bear day, that is significant. So the idea today is for bears to defend the previous lows from 2 days ago, and that's what's happening at the moment. This right here suggests that we could see an attempt to run the downside sell stops through 2700. So right now we have three of the last 4 days. We have stops right there at 2700 or support at that area. Downside sell stops could easily lead to a move into the recent pivot low and the FOMC key level from 26.69 quarters. So we could be looking at much more weakness now given yesterday's failure above the recent highs and the major turnaround that we saw. That's a significant day. Again, we're trading right here, right at the 2703.75. That's an area to keep an eye on here, because if we start to fail through that zone, it opens up much more downside here, at least in the near term. So keep an eye on that area. Alright, taking a look now at the NQ. You'll notice the NQ looks very similar. Again, the NQ is what tipped us off in the trading room yesterday. This one also had a failed new low and rallied above the high, but was not as bullish as the ES. Was holding barely above the previous high. The slope and the slant was not as intense, and we mentioned in the trading room that this NQ may drag the ES down, and eventually this one did drop back below the previous highs and aggressively started to drop down. That right there again was a very nice correlation that we picked up early on in the trading room. Right now we see that the current session's overnight high is right at the 2-day previous low there, and again, that opens the door to perhaps another push downwards. 68.50 would be the next target down. That's a target that could be seen sometime over the next 1 to 3 days if price continues to hold below 70.47. Alright, taking a look now at crude oil. You'll notice crude had a significant rally here. This is about as bullish a move as I've seen. We got from 64.24, our absorption zone, straight into the 73s. Even lower here, 63.40 into 73s. So really, this is about a 10-handle rally very quickly. We're now at the previous high here, and what I mentioned to our trading room here is that after seeing such a significant move like this, would you expect it to continue through that previous high at this pace, or do we start to falter a bit here and return back toward 68.30, 68.50? And right now we're starting to see a little bit of resistance come into play off the 73s. Again, if price falters up here, we could have a quick pullback toward about 68.20 to 68.50 very quickly here, and that again from current levels would be about a 4-handle move. So continue to watch this to see if we get some sort of reversion to the mean trade. Alright, taking a look now. Here's a look at gold futures. We have not looked at gold here ever since the downside sell-off in the failed new high. The failed new high was about right here. The last time we talked, we mentioned that we would likely be headed back toward or down toward the 1252.60 key level. We reached it yesterday. Today we hit the FOMC key level. So we're right there in that area and reached the downside targets that the larger key range gave us. So if you look right here, this is the impulse key range right there, and once we broke down, here's the bottom of the range, it held it as resistance. That's the 1306 to 1310 zone, and since then we dropped right into the 100% expansion target, which is 1252.60. I mentioned that we could have some overflow to the downside Any bounce could be a selling opportunity to complete this move into 1240. So further weakness is likely to be the case overall, but any bounce short term could be a selling opportunity. Alright, taking a look now at the YM. You'll notice right here the YM has sold off significantly. It was a leader in helping us identify that the market could be headed lower. In our trading room, our traders were watching this day as the day that kind of changed the tide here overall, and that was early and right. And overall this has continued lower. You can see a major failed new high yesterday above the previous month's close. Now you're seeing a test and a defense off the 2 days ago low, and that could lead again to another round of weakness here. The next key support zone down is going to be about 23,400, so we could be looking at a move that could be at least another 600 or 700 handles down, so that could be significant. Again, we'll continue to watch this zone right here, which is 24,250, that little area right there. Keeping below it suggests a little bit more downside. Alright, that is it for now. Again, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow. Take care, folks, and I'll see you soon.